I've been waking up slow with the weight in my chest, like the sun forgot how to shine in the west. And I smile when they ask, say I'm doing just fine, but there's thunder rolling quiet in the back of my mind. Some days are light, and some days I fake, and some days I break for my own damn sake. Well, the thing is, I'm trying, even when the voice in my head keeps lying. It's a war just to get out of bed, but I breathe in deep and I face it instead. No, I'm not alright, but I'm fighting to be. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I got friends who don't call, and I don't blame them. Hard to hold space when your world's gone vacant. And I wish I could tell you what's missing inside, but it's foggy in here, even with open eyes. I wear my silence like armor, I know, but there's hope in the cracks where the light starts to show. Well, the thing is, I'm healing, even when I don't trust what I'm feeling. Every scar is a line in my song, every stumble's a sign. I've been walking this long, and I don't have a map, but I've got my feet. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I won't lie and say it's easy, but I won't hide the storm inside. If you're walking through the darkness, take my hand, we'll walk side by side. Well, the thing is, we're learning, and the fire in our hearts keeps burning. Even when the night feels too long, the strength in the fact we go on. So if you're not okay, let this song set you free. 'Cause the thing is, you're still you, and that's still enough for me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Sweet Sleuthy, Gregory the cameraman, Just Samantha, Connie Corso's mom, and Vic Ferrari. How you doing? And yes, I got your Discord message. Yes. And I did reach out. And we did have a conversation. Yes. Thank you, Vic. So today's live should be Kate. Oh my word. So, Dagmar, how you doing? So today's live is going to be yeah. I got some things to share. So earlier today, I was on a panel. And there's a lot of people out there that think therapy is a joke. That think that men who talk about mental health and depression and trauma and stuff like that are a joke. So that's why the name of this live is Don't Let the Stigma Control You. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about a few things, but let's get started. It's crucial not to let the stigma surrounding mental health control you. Instead, seek support, educate yourself, and challenge negative perception to foster a more positive self-image and encourage others to do the same. Educate yourself. and others. Understanding mental illness. Lack of understanding fuels stigma. And there's a lot of stigma around men's mental health. Learn about mental health conditions, their symptoms, and effective treatments from reputable sources. Share knowledge. This is what I do. Correct misinformation and challenge negative stereotypes about mental illness. Openly discuss mental health can normalize it and dispel harmful myths. It's the reason why I come live and talk about mental health. Use person first language. Frame conversations in a way that focus on the person, not the illness. For example, say a person with depression instead of a depressed person. See, when I talk to you guys, that's what I try to communicate, is I struggle with depression. I'm a person with depression. Because I'm not always depressed. Like today's been a good day, a really good day. Ava, how you doing? Welcome in. Seek support and connect with others. Don't isolate yourself. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or support groups for encouragement and understanding. Join a support group. Organizations like NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, offer valuable resources and a sense of community. Challenge self-stigma. Remember that your condition is not a sign of weakness. Seek professional help and connect with others who have similar experience to build self-esteem. Take action to reduce stigma. Speak up. Share your experiences, challenge negative comments, and advocate for better mental health services. Promote equality. Treat mental health as serious as physical health. Draw parallels between the way you would support someone with a physical illness and someone with a mental health condition. Be compassionate. Practice empathy and understanding towards those affected by mental illness. Support organizations. Get involved with organizations that work to reduce the stigma and promote mental well-being. Be actively challenging stigma. Seek support and promote understanding. You can empower yourself and others to live fulfilling lives free from the shame and isolation that the stigma can create. Shift. How you doing? So this leads to my next thing. Okay. So back in the day when I was an alcoholic and I was drinking heavy and I didn't understand mental health. I didn't understand the different types of issues your brain can have, the imbalances in your brain, the way your brain is wired when people who deal with trauma are affected. Because I didn't want to. I didn't want to learn about it. I didn't want to educate myself. And the thing is the things I would say about people who would self-delete, okay? People who self-delete, people call them weak. They're not weak. They probably reached out for help and no one would listen, or didn't have a way to reach out, or didn't know how to reach out because society as a whole says, oh, man up, man up, you know. So I'm looking at the stats. Did you know self-deletion is ranked 11th leading cause of death in the United States? Did you know that? The average age adjusted unaliving rate in the United States remained nearly 14.21 per 100,000 in 2022 and 14.12 per 100,000 in 2023. So it's gone down slightly. In 2023, men died by self-deletion 3.8 times more than women. Why is that? Why is that? You want to know why that is? Is because there's a stigma around men's mental health. We're not supposed to be in touch with our emotions. We're supposed to suck it up, buttercup. We're not supposed to talk about anything because it makes us look weak. Well, no, it doesn't. Talking about it actually helps. It fixes the problem. You can still be strong and see a therapist. Going to therapy and talking about a traumatic event that affects you doesn't make you weak. It actually improves your life. Ava says probably a few things: pressure, being weak, if you do the right thing and get help. Yes, you're labeled as weak if you are in touch with your emotions and you cry once in a while. Man, there's nothing wrong with a man shedding tears once in a great while. It actually is healthy for a man or a woman to cry. 91% of adults surveyed in the US think self deletion can be prevented at least some of the time. Some of the time. Self deletion was second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34, and fourth leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 35 and 44. So, Dagmar. So, question. All right. I'm a biker, dude. I've been into a lot of barroom fights. Okay. I can handle myself. I can stand on my own 2 feet. I'm not afraid to protect those around me. Would that make me a tough guy? Just a question. If I was a biker and I was no, okay. So now here's the catch 22. Okay. I am a biker. I was in a club. I've been in a few barroom brawls. I'm not afraid to protect those around me. But I also am in touch with my emotions. Being in touch with your emotions doesn't make you weak. Being in touch with your emotions, what it is being able to handle situations. Okay, so you have a tough guy with emotions. Yes. So he shows his emotions and he's still a tough guy. Yes. So he's a man. He's a man's man. You know what I'm saying? He understands. Okay? And that's a problem with a lot of people is they think because you struggle with depression and you go and seek help that makes you weak. It doesn't. All it does is it helps you learn about yourself. Okay? Being in connection and understanding yourself and how to cope with situations doesn't make you less than. It makes you human. There's nothing wrong with showing your emotions. There's nothing wrong with it. At least it shows somebody you have feelings. You know how to feel. What's wrong with feeling? I've never, because the thing is, in my opinion, if a man is in touch with his emotions, he's able to have an understanding, not know, but an understanding of how his partner feels. An understanding. That way they have a better relationship because they know how each other can feel. Not how they feel, but can. Or when you're talking to your friend, you're able to get a sense of what your friend is going through and understand, not relate. That's different. Relating and understanding are two different things. Or knowing, just having an understanding. Okay. It's, I'm gonna I want to open up the panel. Is that Sweet Sleuthy? How you doing, my friend? I want to open up the panel. So whoever wants to come up, click the link. Thank you, Sweet and Sleuthy. You know, it was this. I was on this panel, and I would hear these guys, you know, make fun of people who supported therapy, and it was kind of, you know, I just held my tongue, and I stood my ground, and I shared my story. You know, but that's a place I will never go again. Because these people did not care. These people didn't care to open up their mind to new things. And it's hard to communicate with people that are closed-minded, that don't care, that are just stuck in their ways. It's hard. I don't know. I just won't. So where's Shift at? She gonna come up and hang out? You can come up, Dagmar. Sweet Sleuthy. You can grace the panel, young lady. So, but that's my reason for coming live, is talking about the stigma. Don't let the stigma control you. Don't be afraid to seek for help. Seek help. Don't be afraid to talk to a therapist. I'm not saying go and get on a bunch of medication. Sweet and sleuthy. I didn't say, I'm just saying therapy. Clear your mind. Talk about what's bothering you. Because if you don't talk about what's bothering you, what happens is it builds up over time. And then you snap. And when you snap, what happens? You do something you regret. Or you do something you can't take back. That's why it's better to find a person that can guide you through the repair. Not tell you how to repair, but guide you through the problem to fix it or learn how to move forward. Because I used to be like a ticking time bomb, and I've exploded a few times. I've told the story that before I got help, I contemplated driving off a bridge before I drove to the hospital and walked in and said, I need help. I needed help from myself. I was in a very bad place, and I didn't want to be there no more. I knew, and I know, I have a lot to offer people. here or just friendship. You know, I have a lot to offer people. I didn't think 14 years ago that I would start a YouTube channel and talking about one of the most stigma things in the world is mental health. I didn't think I would come onto this platform and talk about being a survivor of child abuse, being a survivor of sexual abuse. I didn't think I would be coming onto this platform and putting my life out there 14 years ago. All I thought about is fixing me. Because there are times in life you got to put yourself first. You have to. You have to put yourself first. If you don't put yourself first, how can you put anybody else? How can you take care of anybody else? If you're not well, how can you make sure the person in front of you is well? Just let that sink in. Like, people say I love people, but do you love yourself? You know, like, for a long time, I hated myself. I hated how I felt. I I I was in a bad place. You know, and sometimes we all feel that way when we're upset. But it's a temporary feeling. Because once we talk about it, we figure it out and repair it and move forward, we're in a better place. I know what community you come from, and I understand, Dagmar. But if you ever, I'll reach out to you privately. We're friends in Discord. I'll reach out to you. So, Dagmar, I'll reach out to you. So, now we're going to change the subject. And I'm going to share with you a stress that I've been dealing with for the past 6 months. 6 months. Okay. So I've been trying to get my license switched over to from New Hampshire to Florida. And I've shared with you guys, Manic Mama Studio, how you doing? I can get rid of this banner now because it's no longer triggering. Okay. I was dealing with a bunch of I was stressed. I bought a vehicle. I had a temp tag on it. They said in order to get it hard plated, I needed to switch my license over to Florida. So I go to the DMV down here and they said, hey, your license in Tennessee is suspended. And I'm like, okay, I don't remember this. Come to find out, 8 years ago, when I was mentally in a bad place, I got 2 tickets. a speeding ticket and uninsured ticket. And I never paid them. Or I forgot to pay him. I don't remember. Neither here nor there. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Well, if you could use a hug, I would send you a virtual hug, Manic Mama. I'm sending you a virtual hug. If you need to talk, you can email me. It's in the description below. So you can still call me. Email me first to make sure you have the right number. Just saying. I want to make sure, because two of the numbers, you just need to make sure you have the right number. Because the number I originally had posted that I would share on here, Manic Mama, is not my number no more. So if you have another number and it starts with a 603 area code, okay, we're talking. But back to what I was saying. So I paid the ticket. I go on the DMV website in Tennessee. And I submit the document that they asked for. They denied it. And then I get a thing in the mail for another ticket that I had to pay. I paid that ticket recently. Still driving. And I got pulled over for driving an unregistered vehicle because the tag was expired. Got to do what you got to do. When you have to go to appointments, you got to go. So, or if you're running out of food and you don't have a way to the grocery store, but you got a vehicle sitting in the driveway, you go into the grocery store so you can eat. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Well, I got pulled over. And I got summons to court. So I went to court. And I explained to the judge and the state prosecutor, this is what's going on. I said, I believe by next month, the beginning of next month, I could have the car registered. I didn't know. I was just saying, I believe. But the way Tennessee was slacking, it wasn't happening. Well, you know, that faith in myself. I went on, found that I had a reinstatement fee. I paid it. I resent that same document that they originally denied, and they accepted it. I received an email the other day saying that everything has been fulfilled. So Monday, I'm going down to the DMV and transferring my license from New Hampshire to Florida. And then I have to take a photocopy of my ID and send it to my dealership so they can get the tag for me. So I had faith. So I will be street legal by the 4th of next month and back on the road. That's a couple of weeks. So how's everybody doing? What's up, Gregory? It was good talking to you on the phone the other day. And thank you. So if you have any topics or suggestions of a topic you would like me to cover, comment it in chat. Leave a comment below this video or send me an email. And if you're in Discord, put it in Discord. Sweaty, how you doing? So, like I said, if there's a topic that you would like me to cover, Crimson Rose, how you doing, Crimson Rose? So, if there's a topic you would like me to cover and talk about, so you could get a more understanding of, comment it in chat. And if you're on the replay crew, comment below the video. Or send me an email, which is in the description below. I understand, Gregory. I understand your mom was in pain. And no one told you before she passed. I know how hard that can be. So, and we're here for you, Greg. We're here for you. Greg has shared it with a lot of people. But not long ago, and Gregory used to live with his mother. And she passed away. And he didn't know that she was sick. He knew because no one told him. So when it happened, he wasn't prepared. And now he's dealing with it. But Gregory knows he's got a whole community of support. He's got a lot of friends out there. So, and that's what's important. Support. Having support helps break the stigma around mental health in general. So, And Gregory, read all these words that are coming in because they're heartfelt words. Okay? Every single person commenting in chat really means it. They truly do. And remember, Gregory, if you ever need to talk, call me. Yeah, you can come up, Greg. Let me drop the link again. You can turn the camera off if you want to. All right.
How you doing? Hey.
What's going on, Gregory?
Oh, not much. I knew she was sick, but the problem is, don't tell me what kind of sickness this is. I found out myself. That pisses me off, you know. Let me know what she's sick at. And my family told me, I don't want you to worry about it. I don't want you to worry about it. Don't worry about it. I want to know what happened. And I find out, too, she had more than ammonia. I found out she had food poisoning on her. When we recovered, everything was good. When we in the hospital, when we sent to that nursing home, that's when everything backfired. You know, backfired. That's when we came back to the hospital, but the hospital told me it was too late. You know, she had all this sickness. You know, that's why I'm pissed. I'm pissed at that rehab. 5 stars rehab, supposed to be 5-star, and to me it was 1 star. You know, that's pissing me off. You know, I know she's gonna die sooner or later, but I thought she's gonna live maybe end of the year. You know what I mean, Eddie? You know?
Yep.
But well, I realize that she's gonna be 89 in June, and that's a good life doctor told me. He said 25% of people never live 80, 88 or 89 anymore. You know? You wanna have a good life, you know?
All right. I'm gonna pause this conversation. I got to answer a few things in chat, and then I'll get back to this conversation, Gregory. Okay. So, Grimson, Dagmar, the reason why I changed my channel name is I came from another community when I started this channel. A certain person from that community decided to run me through the mud and talk trash about me and drag me and lie on me and say hurtful things. So that name, All Things Serious, was connected to that. And I needed change. And there's nothing wrong with change. So I created Well the Thing Is. And here it is. New logos, new look.
Same attitude. I like that. You know?
I have the same attitude. I'm the same
I like
person.
the same attitude. I know. I like your attitude. Same. You same person. You know?
Yeah, I'm not changing who I am.
I know. I like the new name. I like the new logo. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, but the thing is, with the new channel name, well, the thing is, I can cover anything I want on this channel, and I'm not held back. My wings are spread. If I wanted to cover a true crime case, I could. If I wanted to talk about a movie, I could. If I wanted to talk about music, I could. And I'm still going to be a huge advocate for mental health. But I could cover with what I want to cover and it'll fit. Well, the thing is, this movie, Aaron, my friend, shift happens.
Hello.
So the name I highlighted, I'll drop it down in a second. My favorite bunny, all right? She helped me with the name. And here it is. What's going on, Shift? How you doing?
Hi. I heard you talking about change, and I figured, well, shift happens. So here I am.
Oh,
Hey, Gregory.
Hello.
Again,
How you doing?
again, condolences.
Shift
Oh,
my
thank you.
forever. Oh, Shift my forever.
And ever and ever and ever. hmm
So, how you been doing, Shift?
I'm I'm really good. Thank you for asking. I'm really good. Humble brag. Sorry. Why does it sound so like so like braggy to be good? No, but yeah, things. This has been. Yeah, I'm in a good. I'm really good. I've been going to bed awake and I'm happy, and um, I'm glad to report it. So, how are y'all doing? I mean, considering all the things.
Well, after getting good news about being
Oh
able
yeah,
to
your license or whatever. Yeah.
switched over, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So that was a stressful situation for me, you know. But I got that email saying you're free. The chains have been cut. So
hmm
yeah.
And I'm so
But
happy. That's good.
yes. So things are looking up. Things are looking up.
Good. That's wonderful. And I celebrate that for you.
Yes, yes. And I'm working on I got to get a hold of my friend who created my logos and turn it into a JPEG logo for merchandise. Um because I got to update my merch store and
Mm.
I want to start. I got to get more members because I want to start doing members only lives and doing competitions like trivia competitions and stuff like that, where I get to give away merchandise.
Cool.
So yeah, the last time I did it, somebody won a coffee mug. The time before that, they won a T-shirt. So yeah, I even got. I had aprons. I had aprons. I had. I was working on pajamas. Who would rock a Viking esque pajamas with my logo, my Viking logo? having my Viking logo. All right, Crimson Rose. You take care, my friend. You take care.
Gardening is so good, Julie. That's wonderful for you. That's so good. I dig it.
Yeah, I would do a hat. I want to do a hat. So
Do you produce the merchandise in advance, or do you just have a store where people they make it as they buy it?
they make it as they buy it.
Okay, cool, good. I mean, not good. Well, I mean, understood.
I don't make much money from it. Oh my god. It's Rapper the Troll. Hold on.
Mm.
Who was
Sweet
that guy?
Sleuthy. It was a troll. It was a troll. It was a troll. Okay. All right. I know Sweet Sleuthy don't talk trash about me. If she got an issue with me, she'll say it to my face. What happened is Shifty.
I don't know. Huh. It happens to me sometimes. Still kick me out sometimes. I don't know why. Happens to me a couple times already, you
Where
know.
did she go?
I
I
don't
didn't pick.
know. I know. Sometimes student does that. I don't know why. Student having a problem a little bit. Student, I was on my front panel last night. Somehow, student kicked me out. It must be the internet. See how, you know.
I have my husband in the background watching the news. I hear Jesus, Jesus Christ, and what the over and over. uh, where did Shift go?
I don't know. Hey,
I hope she
Demo,
comes back.
what you did to her? Demo, did it scare her out or what? No. You know what's funny, Eddie? Every time I walk to the bathroom, the door open by himself. I think my mom is watching, you know?
Hey, Sweet and Sleuthy, I wasn't worried about it. I knew it was a troll. Okay, I know who the troll is. He goes by the name Rapper. Okay. All right, Shift. All right. Have fun.
Ah, have company. Okay. That makes sense.
So, Scotto. All right, Scotto. Bro. Bro.
That's
You
what
gotta
them
grab
on.
the
Yep.
link, Scotto. You gotta grab the link, Scotto.
Yeah, them on 1K.
I
Yep.
would say, bro, I would say I cam up, but I'm not wearing a shirt, and I know you'd highly enjoy it. Okay. All right, Scotto. So grab the link and come up, bro. You've never been on my panel. So Scotto said, Gregory, I haven't seen you in ages since you did karaoke like a year ago.
Yeah, I've been out for a couple months because my mom passed away. Scotto.
What's up, Aaron? How you doing?
Hey, Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm in the car driving, so I can't stay up long, but I actually caught a live. I always feel like I can never catch any of your lives, but I caught one.
Yes, you did, young lady.
So I'm glad to hear that you did good to get all your driving stuff cleaned up and cleared up.
Oh, that took a process, I'm telling you.
It can be frustrating. Sounds like
Oh, Vic. Vic's heading to the gym. Oh, sorry. But you got to tell the story how Well the Thing Is came into play.
Well, you had messaged me, and I know you'd wanted to change your name for quite some time. You wanted to find something that felt more like that would allow you to cover like a more broader, more non-specific type of subject, but still stay kind of true to you and who you are. So you messaged me, and I was like, okay, well, so we were talking, and we were like, well, we were talking on the phone, and I said, well, why do you want to change it? I like what it is. And you said, you just want to be able to cover broader topics. I was like, well, why don't you make a second channel? And you were like, no, I don't want to do that. So we kind of looked at all the options, and I kind of got a feel for what you were looking to do. And so sometimes I just get real black and white, and I'm like, well, why do you want to change the name? And you were like, well, the thing is, and I was like, stop. I was like, there it is. There's the name. And
yeah.
So I interrupted you, and I was like, nope, that's it. And you thought you'd done something wrong. You were like, what? And I was like, that's the name, because you say that all the time. But it was perfect because when you say all things serious, you can still carry things into, well, the thing is. And so I was surprised when I noticed a couple days later, I was like, oh my gosh, he changed it, he used it. And it was really cool. And I feel kind of honored that I was able to help you kind of come up with a process for changing that. And of course, anytime you ask my opinion, I'll give you my opinion, but whether you use it or not, that's fine. I mean, so I was happy that you used it, and it fits, because I think that is something that you do say, and the name kind of came about like so organically, like just natural, and I don't know, it was just kind of cool to see it come about, and so yeah, that's how it happened.
Have you heard the new song for the channel?
No, I have not really been on YouTube much. I mean, when I do, it's like 10 minutes at a time, and I just can't.
All right.
So
put a 1 in chat if you've heard the new song for the channel. Put a 1 in chat. Okay. My intro. I wrote the lyrics, but I did not sing the song. So here it goes. Take a listen.
I've been waking up slow with the weight in my chest, like the sun forgot how to shine in the west. And I smile when they ask, say I'm doing just fine, but there's thunder rolling quiet in the back of my mind. Some days are light, and some days I fake, and some days I break for my own damn sake. Well, the thing is, I'm trying, even when the voice in my head keeps lying. It's a war just to get out of bed, but I breathe in deep and I face it instead. No, I'm not alright, but I'm fighting to be. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I got friends who don't call, and I don't blame them. Hard to hold space when your world's gone vacant. And I wish I could tell you what's missing inside, but it's foggy in here, even with open eyes. I wear my silence like armor, I know, but there's hope in the cracks where the light starts to show. Well, the thing is, I'm healing, even when I don't trust what I'm feeling. Every scar is a line in my song, say it's easy, but I won't hide the storm inside. If you're walking through the darkness, take my hand, we'll walk side by side. Well, the thing is, we're learning, and the fire in our hearts keeps burning. Even when the night feels too long, the strength in the fact we go on. So if you're not okay, let this song set you free. 'Cause the thing is, you're still you, and that's still enough for me.
So I wrote those lyrics. And
I
Aaron
like
fell
it.
off.
Yeah, man.
Where'd he go?
Everybody's falling off. Shift, fall off. Aaron, now it's gonna be Knicks. Huh?
Oh my word.
Maybe the new name is Evil. I don't know, Eddie.
No, because you're still up here, Gregory.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe. I knew
couldn't
it.
hear the music, and then it dropped me. Click the link
Yeah.
and come back up.
I had the same problem yesterday, Aaron, when I went to somebody's panel. Couple of times that I got dropped, you know.
So
I like the song; it's good.
I'm working on another song. Working on another song. So, working on another song. If you get a chance, for those of you that haven't seen the video, that are just coming in, please go to my last couple of lives and check out Break the Silence. Please go watch that live. Okay? I got a friend named Aaron. His channel name is Get to Know _stop. And he came out with a poem, a book, a poetry book called Break the Silence. And it's this book right here. Break the Silence. And it's on Amazon for $9.99. And I own the book. And it's a really good book. So, you coming up, Scotto? You said 2 to 3 minutes, bro.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes now.
It's been more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. You promised 2 3 minutes.
So, but yeah, Aaron is good people. Yes, he is. But what are your plans this weekend, Gregory?
Nothing much. Next week it's a funeral, 11 o'clock Friday. You know, my mom is gonna get cremated, then the ceremony, then Saturday is my mom's birthday. After that, I will be fine. Once I bury my mom, I will be happy, you know. I will go back to my wedding, you know.
I don't
when
know how I would react. I don't know. I can't say I understand, what you're going through because I haven't gone through it.
a lot
You
of people
know,
different.
yes. So I can't say I would react the same way. And I can't say I won't. It all depends. It depends.
Hmm.
I'm a mama's boy. I love my mother to death.
Me too. My older nephew too. She like grandma more closer. I'm close to my mom. And my sister and my younger nephew is close to my dad. My dad passed away in 2005. My dad was 60. You know,
Okay,
What's up, Scotto?
I would say that no one has ever nominated me to be a timekeeper, so I am not the best at keeping up with time.
How you doing, Scotto?
I'm good. How about
that's
you?
good.
Hey, Gregory. It's exciting to see you on YouTube again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been with my mom 24/7 for 2 months on the bedside. You know,
Uh, You are a good man for doing that. I'll say that right off the top, right?
thank you.
Anytime, anytime.
I'm sorry to hear that, Aaron.
Oh my God, sorry about that. Ooh.
So, what have you been up to, Scotto?
Not a whole lot. So, I used to do a little paneling, like a little more regular daytime paneling. And that kinda came to an end, which is okay. I'm totally fine with that. It gives me more hours in my day, so I just kind of have been sitting around doing hobby things, outside of work, and I just kinda piddle around the house a little bit. I have a little 12-year-old dog. He's getting a little older and tireder, so I just kinda cuddle with him a lot, just mainly a lot of me stuff, and then I get this kind of wind in the afternoon and evening, and that's when you'll see me up on a panel somewhere.
Yeah, because weren't you always over in Shiz?
Yeah, I basically co-host with her a lot, so anytime she's up there, I'm there, even if it's I may not personally sometimes about have anything to add, why am I there? But maybe she just likes a little, moral support, emotional support, and I am totally okay with that.
Yeah.
I still do that though. Shiz and I still do that. So just she doesn't
Oh,
have maybe a whole lot of content to go live release. That's not we're not on a regular basis. It's just whenever something comes out she wants to cover.
yeah, because that's where I met you, Scotto.
Yeah, I remember you came up to a panel one day. I honestly can't remember what it's about because man, it was like easily over a year ago. It's been a long while.
Yeah,
But yes, I do
and then I
remember.
ran into you again over at Aaron's.
Yeah,
Small world, right?
exactly. It's like it's almost it's like a big small world out here.
So, and this is the first time you've ever been on my panel.
Yes, it is. Thank you for the invite. Much appreciated.
Yeah, you know, everybody's accepted over here.
Hmm.
Everybody. Drama-free community, troll-free
Nice.
community. You know, well, I tried to get it to be a drama-free community, but sometimes feelings get expressed.
I get it. Sometimes somebody just has something that they have to talk about. They have to get it off their chest, and that happens.
Oh,
Right.
Aaron. So you're by yourself this weekend? What are you going to do? All that free time?
I will admit that part of my when I have a lot of time to myself, I'm not gonna lie. I will work at least one, possibly two really good naps in there. I just It not something long, maybe 30 or 45 minutes, just a little nap. I don't want to mess up my schedule, right? But I just love a good little mid-afternoon nap. I don't know why.
Okay, guys, I need to go now. Thanks for letting me up, Eddie. And
All right,
nice
Gregory.
to see you, Scotty. Thank you to
Yes,
Paris, everyone in the chat. Thank you for
great
the
to see you,
prayers.
Gregory.
And see you.
See you,
Bye-bye.
Gregory. So, my main thing does is mental health, this channel.
Hmm.
Now, wouldn't you agree that there's a huge stigma around men's mental health?
I would agree. And I personally, I liken it to physical health. Um, Heaven forbid you're going about your day and maybe something happened to your arm. Well, you're going to go to the ER because you know that I can't fix it myself. And the same should be for mental health.
Yep.
I lost a partner like about 5.5 years ago. Rather suddenly. He did it himself. I'll just say it that way. But part of me moving forward with it was, basically I went to go see a psychotherapist on a regular basis, and that really helped me. So I have, I don't shy away about if, someone needs some mental health to reach out to whoever it is they feel appropriate. It doesn't have to necessarily be a licensed therapist per se. Sometimes it's just a matter of, getting things off your chest and venting with a friend. It could be as easy as that.
Yep. It all depends on the situation.
Yes,
I
I can
always
see it. Agreed.
people just talk about it. Just talk about it.
Hmm.
Because the more you talk about it, when you talk about it, you feel better
Agreed.
because you're able to get it out of your system.
Exactly. You're
So,
not keeping it bottled up anymore. And I feel the more I talk about it, or someone, whoever it is, talked about it, it gets easier to talk about it, and that then
yes.
allows you to go into a little more detail where you may have not been that way before.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I never look at anybody as different when it comes to mental health. We're all people who have gone through something.
Right.
It's just the way we
Uh,
communicate it. It's important.
hmm. And I don't really sometimes get personal opinion, where people may quote unquote rate their trauma. Um, I'm under the personal opinion that, every person has experienced their own personal trauma, and that's what makes it personal and, for lack of a better word, meaningful for them, is because they experienced it. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
someone else's trauma, so how am I going to rate it, for lack of a better word, right?
I don't
It,
like
it,
that
it-
either. I don't like that
yeah.
either.
Hmm.
Oh, my trauma's worse than yours. I went through this. You only went through that. You don't know what they went through, really. You're
Agreed.
just hearing what they say. You didn't
Hmm.
experience the way they experienced it. I don't get it. Trauma is trauma. That's how I look at it. Trauma is trauma.
Agreed. And even if it was
So
some incident, say there's like 10 people in a room and something happens, everyone there is going to experience it in a different way.
yes, yes, yes. I so agree. So nature. That's why I say you got to become one with nature. Sometimes you got to get out, touch the grass.
No, I am going to put a limit here. Like, okay, so maybe I'll go camping, but it has to be something climate controlled. I'm not going to be laying in a tent on the ground in the cold and the rain. I do have my limit.
Oh my God, Scotto. That's called glamping. Okay,
Okay,
that's
so
not
see, I
called
can do that.
camping.
That's what I do. Yeah. Yeah, Sweet and Sleuthy has it. I'm not laying down on the dirt either. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay.
Oh my God. He's bougie.
Bougie.
Yes.
Yes, bougie.
There with the
Guilty.
group camping
Guilty.
trip.
Hey, I will just show up at like the party bars. So like one of those little fifth wheels, one of those little things. Those, I can totally do those. Okay. Ah, just speaking my language, glamper and room service. See, okay, I'm right there. So there may be two separate camps here forming on the group camping trip. Some of y'all can rough it. The rest of us, we will be over in the hotel, over in the lodge.
Oh my word. You know what's crazy? He's talking about a lodge, right? I went to a ski resort, right? And I was with a group home for troubled teens. Okay. So our group wasn't allowed in the lodge because we didn't have a pass to get into the lodge. All right. So, but my crazy behind was tubing because they didn't have snow boots for snowboarding big enough for my feet. Because I wear a size 15. And I've wore a size 15 since I was 16 years old. 15 years old. I wore a size 15. My feet haven't grown or shrunk. So I get on a tube and I get on the ski lift, right? And the ski resort that I was at, they have like the intermediate, the beginner slope, the intermediate slope, the advanced slope, and then they got the pro. Like, yeah, like you got to be crazy to go down this slope, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it stops. So I didn't know you had to jump off the slope at each one. Okay, at each slope, hop off the ski lift. Because that's the reason why it moves so slow. Is so when it gets to where you need to be, you just hop off and go. Well, I go all the way to where it stops before it turns around. So I'm at the advanced. And I'm looking down and I'm like, boy, I just screwed up. And I'm like, there's only one way down, and that's on the tube. I guess I'm going. Yep. I will tell you this. When I hit the bottom of that slope, the very bottom, they let my group into the lodge. They let us use the hot tub. They fed us.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of you earned your way in, basically.
Yes, I am surprised that I did not die going down that slope in a tube. Nope. I had a winter jacket on, and yep, I didn't have a helmet on. I didn't have snow boots on. I didn't have gloves on. I didn't have a face mask on. Trust and believe. When I finally got to the bottom of that slope, I was so cold and wet and hurting. I will not. Yeah. Just say I did not fall off the tube.
Nice. Okay, so you're talking about cold and wet. So, oh man, it's just like 20 years ago. I come from Tennessee. Okay. My mom's 40th birthday comes up, and she wants to prove, hey, she's 40, but she's still alive. She's still young and thriving. It's all good for her. So she wants to go whitewater rafting. In the middle of October. Okay, so it's a little cold. We pack up for this big old car trip. It's like 4 hours there. Pardon me. And we start we do the little initial class because none of us have done this in ages. and we start going down the river, and it's not bad. This is like, I think it's on a scale of 1 to 5. It's how they rate these things, and it's like a 1. It's nothing rough, but oh man, it was so cold. It was so cold. So my mom had made this big picnic basket of, oh look, we're gonna have like chicken salad sandwiches, and here's some potato salad and all this other stuff. We're gonna have a little picnic at the bottom. After a couple of hours, and by the way, multiple times of each one of us taking turns falling in this extremely freezing cold water, we finally get down to the bottom, and we immediately search out like the hottest food we could find. There was some little cafe somewhere, and all of us ordered chili. It's like we did not go near the cold food at all. Yeah. The heat was on full blast the whole way home because I don't think any of us thought to bring a spare change of clothes. So we were all, wearing all cold, wet clothes for like a 4-hour ride home. Yeah. Lovely birthday, Mom. Love you. Yeah.
Learned your lesson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, surprisingly, nobody got hypothermia.
Right? Good thing. At some point, like maybe 2 or 3 way down, my mom said, literally out of nowhere, she said, if you just want to warm up, all you got to do is just pee on yourself. I just did a little while ago. It seems to work fine. And the rest of us like, no, I don't know. We were that too much. But like to this day, I still have a picture of it framed, and like it sits out. And people are like, "Why you used to keep this out?" I'm like, I went through so much hell so we could score this photo. I'm not ever parting with it. I'm keeping this around forever.
Yep. It's a memory.
Mm-hmm.
Some memories are meant to be captured.
True.
So, but thank you for coming up, Scotto.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me.
You're always welcome here, bro.
Sweet.
Always
I'll remember
welcome.
That. Thank
you.
you.
And all right, Aaron, thank you for being here. Thank you for gracing the panel. You're always welcome here. You know that, friend. So, everybody in chat, thank you for being here. Scotto, thank you for coming up and gracing my panel.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
You know.
Much appreciated.
Yes, friend. That's what I said, Aaron. You heard that loud and clear, young lady.
Oh, see, now you're getting stern.
Well, because she said friend with exclamation points. And I'm like, I'm explaining to this young lady. I said friend. Sweet Sleuthy. It's been more than a happy hour.
A happy 1.5.
And he knows he may be bigger, but I can whoop him verbally. So, but I just want to thank you. Yeah. Today was a good day. Good live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Having people I know come over to my side of the community and just show support is important.
Agreed.
Seeing you pop in blew my mind. I really did, Scotto.
Nice. You're welcome. I loved it. It was great.
And then you came up on panel, bro. You came up on panel.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And thank you.
You bet. You bet. Thank you.
So, but I'm in Discord. I'm gonna send you a link to my Discord.
Okay, cool.
So I'll send you a friend request if we haven't done that already. And if not, I'll send you a link to Discord. I'm trying to get it to be more active in there.
Okay, cool.
So, all right, everybody. I'm gonna drop you down, Scotto, so I can close off my my live.
Yep, no problem. I will catch you around. You have a good one.
You too, bro. Mm-hmm. Everybody, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. You guys mean a lot to me. So I'll catch you on the next one. And let's keep the train rolling. Well, the thing is, I'm out, my friends. Until next time.